point also to say whatever it was is on your chest that must desperately come off in the next 5 minutes or so.
Don't mind if I
Please do, yeah.
stand, just so that I can see everybody in the audience. Fascinating, I may well pick up some of the points, although I think I would find myself in agreement, so not lead to a huge amount of disagreement. But I think what is key is just at this moment is to reflect in terms of the white paper that there will definitely be some winners, but there will also be undoubtedly losers. Just a bit of a reflection on my university and universities like mine, which I'd regard as an opportunity university. We're committed to teaching, research and knowledge exchange. 98% of our students come from state schools or FE colleges. 40% of our students are from lower socioeconomic groups. Many students are still the first in their family to go to university. 40% enter our university when they're over 25. 40% study part-time. And students should absolutely be at the heart of the system, and the question is whether that's really going to be delivered. Will they really be winners in a white paper that's going to incentivise competition and in the long run transfer student numbers to private providers whose focus may well be profit rather than making a difference, and they don't have the cost base of existing providers, then may not be committed to research as well as teaching, and they may offer likely to offer only those courses that they come in at lower prices, and the answering to shareholders is something that needs to be addressed. But also I want to think about the other contributions that modern universities make outside the undergraduate full-time offer. The entrepreneurship that we develop and that we support in our students, the regeneration activities in which we're involved. Most universities are involved in the local economic partnerships. Our commitment to and our delivery in relation to a wide range of activity in return to civic society, and the work-based learning in which our students and the students of many modern universities are involved. Will that be supported? Will that range of activities be supported by a white paper which doesn't define higher education or really look at the full role of the contribution of universities and graduates to a modern Britain? One of the risks with the proposals is the investment available to promote social mobility and ensure, this picks up one of Liam's points, a high quality student experience may be eroded. 20,000 student places in 2012-13, reaching 60,000 by 2014-15, will be removed from universities charging over £7,500 and will be reoffered to lower cost providers, including universities like my own that are able to offer high quality programmes at a price, average institutional price, below £7,500. At the same time, as Liam mentioned, the white paper proposes that there is unrestricted recruitment of recruiting high achieving students with no price restriction other than the maximum cap, which is £9,000. This is the so-called AAB. That is, students with AAB at A-level or better, or with an equivalent qualification. It will create the opportunity for more students to go to their first choice institution. And on its face, this is really positive, given the legacy of the Laura Spence case, the case of the student who couldn't get into Oxford to study medicine and went to North America. But who are these high-achieving students? Well, first of all, they're all already at university, so it's not increasing the number of people going. Many of them have studied at independent schools, and most of them study at universities away from home. While privately educated pupils tend to outperform their state counterparts at school, this situation is reversed at university. A comprehensive pupil with the grades 3Bs at A-level is likely to perform as well at university as an independent or grammar school pupil with ABB or AAB. So there's a risk that these proposals will privilege a subsection of students and create a transfer, more taxpayer funding via the student loan system going to universities with the most socially exclusive student profiles. But also there's a risk that these interventions may end up incentivising subjects that are lower cost to deliver rather than higher cost. In particular, for example, science, technology, engineering and maths. If we don't have STEM subjects taken, where's our growth strategy coming from? Because those are the things, along with many of the other programmes, which generate economic growth from our graduates. So far from enhancing student choice in the economic recovery, there is a risk of less choice for students and fewer opportunities for course and curriculum innovation. There's also an extension of the desire to have more universities and perhaps decoupling the link between degree awarding powers and actually teaching the students. Let me be clear, I do not want to protect university status. I do not want a closed shop. After all, my institution only became a university in 1992, so it would be perverse of me to argue for so doing. However, what I am keen to ensure is that degree awarding powers and university title go only to those organisations that can meet the required quality and standards expected of all UK universities, that deliver higher education, which is not discussed in the white paper. I would say higher education is education based on research and scholarship, which places the student at or near the cutting edge of the subject, as well as them acquiring essential intellectual and personal skills. And the reputation of our institutions delivering that type of education is what's at the heart of our national and indeed international reputation. Universities contribute to the great reputation of the UK HE sector that is marked by its diversity, its delivery and its impact. And if there's any move to lower the criteria for the passage of new providers, that is dangerous for the UK higher education brand and cannot be readily recovered, and is not in the interests of new or existing providers. If we lose the reputation for one of, if not the best higher education systems in the world, we will struggle, if ever, to get it back. So if we're going to make some changes, let's focus on process, where substantial changes can be made, but not on criteria for having degree awarding powers or university title. So I think there are some real fundamental questions, as well as the ones Liam has propounded, which need to be asked. The consultation on the white paper ends tomorrow. Currently, the proposals should be implemented from 2012-13, when universities will be facing the first of the cuts that lead to the removal of 80% of the current public teaching funding going to universities. So this is a key moment for the future of universities and students. There is plenty left to debate on top of university fees. The future of universities and students still rests in your hands. Thank you.